Good morning and welcome to the final day of content for Connect 2021. Hope you are well, and this morning we're going to be hearing from Protecta, part of the Polyseam group, and they'll be demonstrating a new way to reduce waste on construction sites. They're a market leader of fire protection products and offer an extensive range of penetration and linear gap seals. All of their products are thoroughly tested and complete with supporting documentation to ensure fire safety compliance. Now, Protecta say they are committed to creating safer environments for all. And this not only includes creating products that protect against fire, but are also eco-friendly and non-toxic. Last year, their parent company, Polyseam, designed the EcoFoil system, a new innovative and cost-effective solution to help reduce waste and environmental impact on construction sites. The system swaps a traditional single-use cartridge for a reusable cartridge, which can be refilled up to 60 times with Protecta's 300 ml fire-rated sealant foils. Now, we're going to hear from Protecta's technical manager, Duncan Alabaster, as he explains more about the EcoFoil range. Duncan will then be here live for a Q&A, so while you're watching the demo, if there's any question that you might have, then please pop those questions into the chat box, which is in the top right-hand corner of your screen. But for now, sit back and let's watch the demo.
Hi, my name's Duncan Alabaster. I'm the technical manager of Protecta, and I'd like to share something with you. As you may well know, Protecta is a CE mark fire stopping product range to prevent the spread of fire, smoke and hot gases throughout buildings, which in turn save lives, help the fire brigade fight fires safely and restrict the damage within properties. However, what you might not know is that we strongly promote our environmental performance. So we also look to protect our environment. And Polyseam, based in Huddersfield, who manufacture the Protecta range, strongly promotes the concept of green chemistry. So what do we mean by green chemistry? Well, by green chemistry, we talk about all the sealants, adhesives, fillers and coatings are to be water-based products with little or no VOC contents, because obviously that has a major impact on the environment. In 2017, on our new factory, we also fitted solar panels, quite a number of solar panels in fact, so much so that it helps us use totally renewable sources of energy for our electricity within the manufacturing process. So this has allowed us to drive our manufacturing processes, which include mixing, blending, filling and storage in a more energy efficient way. So when we look at the carbon footprint and all the components that go to make that up, what we try to do is to come up with other ways of reducing our impact on the environment. And we think we've come up with something which might interest you, which will actually make a significant difference to the reduction in landfill. Sealant cartridges pose a major source of landfill, with more than 1 million units being sent to landfill each year. A number of initiatives have actually tried to clean up cartridges and recycle them, but it is very difficult because they can't actually be reused until they're totally clean. Cartridges with any traces of sealant or adhesive can only be disposed of as hazardous waste, unfortunately. That in itself causes issues with larger disposal costs and obviously CO2 emissions. Our latest green innovation has addressed the need to reduce the volume of landfill waste, and I'd like to share this with you. The new EcoFoil system, greener sealant installation. Protecta has developed a new innovative sealant delivery system to reduce the volume of hazardous waste being generated. The system consists of vacuum foiled sealant sausages instead of the normal cartridges, which is accompanied with a clear reusable plastic eco cartridge sleeve, which can be used all within a standard 310 sealant gun. The clear eco cartridge can also be recycled with or standard plastic waste as long as it's cleaned up. And a secondary benefit of using this system is that because the foil sealant is vacuum packed, we can also offer an extended life on the sealant of 6 months. So where have we used this system? This has only been available quite recently, and Cubic FM, Vinci Construction and Lend-Lease have been using these sausage foils, the eco foil system, down at the Commonwealth Games Athletes Village, where there's a big redevelopment of the Fbr area of Birmingham, and they've loved it. So all very good. We've got a fantastic sealant delivery system, but which of the Protecta sealants of the Protecta range can we use within this eco foil? And I'm really glad to say you can use all of them. You can use the FRIPT, the Fbr Acrylic, and the Fbr Graphite. So let's just remind ourselves of what each of these sealants actually are and what benefits they have. So let's start with the Protecta Fbr Acrylic. This is the complete fire stopping system. You can use it on plastic up to 32 millimeters. You can use it on cable trays, cable bundles, a whole variety of things. You can also use it for linear joint seals. Protecta Fbr Graphite, this is a high expansion intumescent sealant. The Fbr Acrylic will probably expand about 2.5 times its original volume, but this stuff really does blow. And it needs to blow because it's used with combustible plastic pipes and combustible insulation like Armaflex. So as they start to burn and melt out, the intumescent mastic will expand like crazy and fill the holes. Again, it's halogen free, it's water based, and we've tested it in a number of different substrates, including gypsum boards, walls, and rigid floor constructions. Finally, we come to the Protecta FRIPT. This is our water-based alternative to silicone sealant. It offers up to 4 hours fire resistance in linear joint seals, and also can be used for a limited number of penetration seals. But the real benefit of this product is its flexibility and durability. The product has a movement capability of plus or minus 25%, where you need to seal joints between dissimilar substrates. We've got different thermal characteristics, so like steel to block, and also where you've got joints have a high degree of movement. And in these cases, it actually expands and contracts like a rubber band. It really is quite impressive. It's also over paintable and has low shrinkage. A really good product if you haven't already done it. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope this has highlighted the initiatives that Protecta are doing to protect lives and our environment. If you'd like further details, please contact our office or log on to our website. Thank you for listening.
Well, Duncan is live with me now to answer any questions that you might have. If you've just joined us or joined halfway through the video, any questions you have, just pop them in the chat box on the top right-hand corner of the screen and I will put them to Duncan. First of all, welcome, Duncan, to Tech Talk. How are you and where are you today?
I'm very well, thank you, Gita. I'm here in Salisbury awaiting questions on this fantastic eco-foil system, which I have to say I'm really excited about because I think it can make a massive impact on the construction industry.
Well, I can feel that passion, and what I'm going to do is drill down to some of the things that people often ask about, which is, the cost. So is the eco-foil system more effective, more cost-effective compared to the standard plastic cartridge?
You know what? That could have been the first question I could have expected, because with every great innovation, the first question in the UK is always, how much does it cost? So what I can honestly say, hands up, is actually to improve our environmental performance, it's not going to cost the earth. Sorry about that. Because actually what you can get is more mastic with less plastic. The EcoFoil system, because it's developed in the foils, actually squeezes down to such a reduced volume. You're looking at this probably 97% reduction in volume of cost. Now, when you go for disposal, obviously you have to take it to a hazardous waste contractor, who then takes it off to either landfill or incineration. Obviously, there's a major cost to that. If you've got large volumes, obviously you're going to be paying more. But if you actually use this system, you've got that massive reduction in volume. So actually, you haven't got that issue. What's happening in 2022 with the plastic cartridges? There is going to be a plastic tax from April 2022, which is actually going to put a tariff of 20% on all virgin plastic. So it's trying to encourage manufacturers to actually look for alternative packaging and to do things more for recycling, for collection of plastics, and for actually cleaning up contaminated plastics. But obviously that has a cost. And we feel that the foils, with the reduction of the plastics and also the recycling of the foil itself, which can be incinerated and the oxide can be gathered, is a major way forward. So actually, more mastic, less plastic, but actually the key thing with this is that the major cost saving is actually with the disposal costs.
And that tax that you mentioned, 20% on plastic, is a significant amount, isn't it? So
massive.
I imagine a lot of people are thinking about that at the moment.
Well, the cartridge manufacturers are actually now trying to generate recycled material to use within their things. So if you use up to 30% recycled content, you don't have to pay that tax. But the difficulty is, where you're regrinding materials and things like that, it becomes coloured. So the new recycled cartridges, rather than being white, are actually black, which creates a kind of a visual thing. It creates issues with printing and so on. So and the other thing is, obviously, the actual amount of recycled, regrinded material, people aren't collecting it at the moment, so there will be a shortage. So the foils offer us a really easy way of actually reducing that waste, reducing the amount of plastic that's required, and giving an easy delivery system at the same time.
And so, on a kind of practical note, how is the system used on site?
The system is very easy, actually. It's quite like a traditional system. So what you have a cartridge, a foil with a metal clip on either end. Yeah, you also have a clear delivery tube, like a sealant cartridge itself, and a double-ended piston which can go up and down, which pushes the mastic in and out. You also have a barrel head with a nozzle. So what you would do, you would snip the end of your sausage, you would pop it into your clear tube, you put your barrel gun on, and then you just put it into a standard cartridge gun. And then you extrude the sealant out. And once that's finished, you'll end up with a scrunched up foil. And within that, the actual foils themselves, if you took one pallet of boxes, which is about 64 sealant boxes, if you had a pallet load of these foils, you'd be disposing of 25 pallets worth of the thing. So it's a massive increase, a reduction in the volume of the foils. So we see it not only as reducing the amount of plastics, but the actual waste that there is left, which there still will be with the recycled things. You still got to remember that you might be reducing the amount of virgin plastic. You still got to get rid of it at the end of the day.
Yeah, okay, thank you. And another question is, do you expect that the EcoFoil system could kind of become the go-to option for sealants in the future?
I can honestly think that it will be. There's so many advantages of it, not only from the ecological point of view, but within the foils, because it is an airtight seal on the sealant, you get an extended product life. So whereas you might be looking at 12 months to 18 months with a standard cartridge, with the foils, you can get up to 24 months. So actually that means that if you've got something knocking around in the back of your van, you can stay there for a couple of years, no problem at all. So you're not having to dispose of that as well. In addition to that, you can actually squeeze the absolute last ounce of sealant out of the foils, so it's absolutely compressed down. And the other thing you've got to take into account as well, if we look at not only the packaging at the end of it, but before, from a single roll of foil, we can get 166,000 foil 310 sausages, as opposed to on one pallet, as opposed to with one pallet, we're actually only getting 3,600. That's a factor of 52 times. So looking at our carbon footprint of going from A to B to C to D, we're reducing those CO2 emissions massively.
That's an astonishing number that you mentioned. And what about other green approvals? Are there available with Protecta products? Are there other approvals?
Yes, we are. We pride ourselves. Our tagline is green chemistry. Okay, so green chemistry means that we use water-based. We make water-based sealants, adhesives, fillers, and paints, because we don't want to use solvented things. In certain markets in Scandinavia, and certainly it's increasing, there's legislation in there for indoor air content. So what we have, we look at our products and we look at the volatile organic compounds within there. So we test for that. So we have Eurofine Gold approvals for indoor air content. So basically what that means, it's like if you've got foam or curtains or plyboard or anything like that within your home, they will give off these chemicals. Despite the fact that they're finished, they will still actually give off volatile chemicals. And that's really dangerous for children in an indoor environment. So we look at these, we monitor them, we test them, and we have got A1 plus certification for lack of VOCs. So we really do try hard with that. We also try incredibly hard with our operations in terms of the solar panels. You know, I drive around in a hybrid, not very often these days, but I do. And obviously we are ISO 14001 environmental management systems approved as well. So we do take it very important.
Okay, fantastic, Duncan. Thank you. I've got a couple of questions that have come in. So in these last few minutes, I'd like to get through them if we can. These questions. So one of them is, what do you do with the sealant foils after use? Can these also be sustainably disposed of?
They, at the moment, with all sealant, if you have any residual material left inside them, it has to be classed as hazardous waste. Okay, so there are, the idea of the plastic tax is to get manufacturers and disposal companies to actually look at collecting these things and try to clean them up. Okay, at the moment, I would say no, but I know there are initiatives, certainly with paints, where people are collecting paints, the paint you have in the bottom of your tins and things like that, water-based paints, to actually recycle those. So we're only at a very early stage of this, but as we get further towards 2022, there will be more and more schemes. So I would say at the moment, no, but there will be, because the pressure is on from the government to do that. One of the key problems is actually collecting it around all the different things. So you can imagine my house in Salisbury and your house, wherever you live, actually getting it to a central point where we can collect it or use it and recycle it. And that in itself might create issues with carbon dioxide.
Okay, work in progress there.
Yeah.
Another question we have, Duncan, is, have you seen demand from the construction sector for more renewable solutions, or do you think this is being driven by manufacturers like yourselves?
I think it's an awareness thing. I'll be completely honest with you, it's only really that this last 6 months or so, when we've launched this product, I've actually dug deeper and tried to find what the implications of this are. And actually, I've been quite bowled over by the volume reduction and the amount of money you can actually save in terms of disposal. And again, from us as well, from a manufacturing point of view. So I think it's an awareness thing, and like today is a great platform for us to actually preach, shout from the hilltops how much we can improve our environmental performance without actually costing us an absolute fortune.
Great. Well, thank you so much for that question. I've got one final question for you here, which is, do you think enough electricians, plumbers understand the need to ensure holes and gaps created by wires are filled for fire stopping purposes?
Yeah, it's coming back. Protecta are actually launching a new academy, joining up with the CITB. We're trying to get a CITB qualification for users to understand fire stopping and to know what to do with particularly Protecta products. No, to be honest, it does appear in the wiring regulations, fire stopping, but it's not something that is big on their thing. That, you know, I think it's one of the most regulated industries I know of, the electrical is the electrical industry, but it is something which needs a lot more awareness around it, in terms of shows, in terms of you know, some of the organisations getting behind it. It is important because obviously most fires actually originate from electrical faults.
Okay, well, thank you so much for that question. And Duncan, thank you for your time this morning.
Oh, you're welcome.
And just to say, if you do have any other questions, if you've watched this demonstration and there's still something that you want answered, you can book in a slot with a Protecta representative at their exhibitor booth, and I know they'll be really delighted to hear from you. So please do use that service while it's here. We'll be back at 2 o'clock with another panel discussion, and that's on another webinar, and that's on making buildings safer. But for now, thank you so much, Duncan, for joining us this morning. And have a lovely day, whatever you're doing for now. Goodbye.
Goodbye.